Genesis chapters 12 to 50. Human failure and God's relentless faithfulness. Part 1. Light striking the darkness of Babel. Chapter 12. The first 11 chapters of Genesis were a tragic chronicle of human failure, from the rebellion in Eden and Cain's brutal murder to the global corruption. Before the flood and the arrogant defiance at the Tower of Babel, humanity continually pushed God away, filling his good creation with violence and death. As mankind was scattered across the face of the earth, we were left asking a desperate question: has God given up on his broken world? Right at that cliffhanger of despair, Genesis chapter 12 introduces a breathtaking plot twist. Out of all the scattered nations, God narrows his focus onto one ordinary aging man, living in the land of Mesopotamia, a man named Abram. God gives Abram a radical, costly command: "Get thee out of thy country, and from thy kindred, and from thy father's house, unto a land that I will show thee." But right behind this heavy demand comes a monumental promise that would alter the course of human history. "And I will make of thee a great nation, and I will bless thee, and make thy name great. And in thee shall all families of the earth be blessed." Think about the contrast. The builders of Babel arrogantly tried to make a name for themselves, only to end up ruined. Yet God steps in and chooses a childless, obscure man, promising to make his name great. God's grand master plan was now set in motion to use Abraham and his family as a pipeline of blessing to rescue a rebellious world. Part 2. The Flawed Patriarchs and a Covenant-Keeping God, chapters 13 to 36. The remainder of Genesis follows 4 generations of one family: Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, and Joseph. Though often revered as heroes of faith, their stories are remarkably messy. The Bible never whitewashes their flaws. Instead, it exposes their sins with brutal honesty. Not long after receiving God's promise, Abraham panics during a famine, flees to Egypt, and lies about his wife Sarah, claiming she is his sister just to save his own skin. Later, doubting God's timeline, he takes a servant named Hagar to father a child, sparking severe domestic strife. Yet despite Abraham's missteps, God remains fiercely loyal. In Genesis chapter 15, God shows Abraham the stars in the night, sky as a visual promise of his future lineage. Then in a mysterious covenant ceremony, God passes through the halved animal pieces, alone symbolically swearing by his own divine honor that he will fulfill his word, even if it costs him everything. This enduring promise is passed down to Isaac, and eventually to Abraham's grandson, Jacob. True to his name, which means the deceiver, Jacob spends his youth scheming. He cons his brother Esau out of his birthright and tricks his blind father to steal the patriarchal blessing. Forced to flee for his life, Jacob gets a taste of his own medicine, spending 20 years being cheated by his deceptive uncle, Laban. But God does not abandon Jacob. On the darkest night of his life, alone by the Jabbok River, Jacob engages in a desperate night-long wrestling match with a mysterious divine stranger. Even with a shattered hip, Jacob clings tightly, crying out, "I will not let thee go, except thou bless me." Honoring this raw determination, God transforms him, granting him a new name. "Thy name shall be called no more Jacob, but Israel, for as a prince hast thou power with God and with men, and hast prevailed." Part 3. Turning evil into good, chapters 37 to 50. This grand structural drama reaches its ultimate climax in the story of Jacob's 12 sons, centering on Joseph, because Jacob openly favoritizes Joseph and gives him a magnificent coat of many colors. His brothers become blinded by jealousy and hatred. They plot his murder, throw him into a pit, and ultimately sell him into Egyptian slavery for 20 pieces of silver, lying to their father that a wild beast had torn him to shreds. It was a heartbreaking betrayal of flesh and blood. Stripped of his identity, enslaved in Egypt, and later wrongfully imprisoned in a dark dungeon, Joseph's life seemed utterly ruined. Yet the scriptures weave a powerful, recurring phrase through his dark years: "But the Lord was with Joseph." God used the prison to forge Joseph's character. In due time, God empowers Joseph to interpret Pharaoh's prophetic dreams, catapulting him from the dungeon to the position of prime minister, second in command over all of Egypt. Gifted with divine wisdom, Joseph manages the economy through 7 years of severe global famine. Soon, the very brothers who betrayed him arrive in Egypt, desperately begging for food. Holding the absolute power of life and death, Joseph chooses not to execute vengeance. Instead, weeping openly, he offers full forgiveness. In Genesis chapter 50, verse 20, he delivers the definitive crown jewel statement of the entire book. "But as for you, ye thought evil against me, but God meant it unto good, to bring to pass, as it is this day, to save much people alive." What the brothers did was undeniably intentionally wicked. However, God took that raw material of human malice and wove it into a beautiful tapestry of salvation. He turned their evil into a mechanism for life. Part 4. The Hope of Eden. Restored conclusion. Genesis closes with Jacob and Joseph peacefully passing away in Egypt. But right before his death, an elderly Jacob gathers his 12 sons to prophesy over their futures. When he reaches his 4th son, Judah, he delivers a stunning, enigmatic blessing. "The scepter shall not depart from Judah, nor a lawgiver from between his feet, until Shiloh come, and unto him shall the gathering of the people be." This was a profound whisper of a future. Hope, a promise that from the line of Judah, a Messiah king would rise. He would rule the nations with justice and peace, ultimately crushing the source of evil and restoring the lost blessings of the Garden of Eden. As the curtain falls on Genesis, the family of Israel is living as foreigners in Egypt. Yet they carry something invincible in their hearts, a sovereign promise and a certain hope. Humanity may fail repeatedly, but God's redemptive purpose will never fail. This is the enduring victory of Genesis.